Good afternoon. You're listening to the War Update InfoPod, a clear look at what has changed today and what it might mean. Today we're looking at a striking twist in the global conversation about Volodymyr Zelenskyy and Ukraine's role in modern warfare. Not long ago, during a tense meeting with Donald Trump, Zelenskyy was reportedly told that Ukraine doesn't have the cards. The phrase quickly became symbolic of the imbalance many people see between Ukraine and the larger powers shaping global security. But events over the past few days suggest that the story may be more complicated. As the conflict with Iran has intensified, military analysts and governments have begun paying closer attention to a capability Ukraine has quietly developed over more than a decade of war. Since Russia's first invasion in 2014, and especially since the full-scale assault in 2022, Ukraine has faced an almost constant barrage of missiles, drones, and long-range attacks from Russia. To survive that pressure, Ukraine built one of the most sophisticated air defense environments in the world. Ukrainian forces learned how to combine Western interceptor systems with radar networks, electronic warfare, and rapidly moving defense units capable of responding to waves of drones and missiles. It was not a system designed in laboratories. It was built in real time, under fire. For years, that experience was viewed mainly as part of Ukraine's own struggle for survival. But the widening war in the Middle East is changing that perception. Missiles, drones, and air defense are now central to the strategic picture across the region. Countries facing similar threats are beginning to look closely at the practical lessons Ukraine has learned. In other words, Ukraine's battlefield experience has become a form of strategic knowledge, and that knowledge may now carry geopolitical weight. The irony is that these capabilities were visible long before the recent tensions with Iran. Ukraine repeatedly demonstrated its ability to intercept complex aerial attacks and adapt quickly to new weapons systems. Yet much of the world still viewed Ukraine primarily as a recipient of aid rather than a source of expertise. It has taken another major conflict, and the sudden global focus on missile defense, for many observers to recognize how much Ukraine's experience has changed the modern understanding of air warfare. That doesn't mean Zelenskyy suddenly holds all the cards, but it does highlight a shift. Ukraine is not only a country defending itself against invasion, it has also become a laboratory for modern defense tactics that other nations are now studying closely. And in international politics, knowledge developed in crisis can sometimes become a form of influence. So the question now is not simply whether Ukraine has the cards. It may be whether the world is only just beginning to realize what those cards actually are. That's the situation for now. You're up to date, and we'll watch what changes next.